Hello, in this tutorial we're going to be looking at Google Sites. Google Sites is a part of our Google Apps for Education suite, and it allows us to create websites. The nice thing about it is that it allows you to choose kind of who gets to see the website and who doesn't. It also allows you to integrate any of your calendar or document items that you already have in Google. So let's get started. First thing you're going to do is, while you're logged in viewing your mail, you can click Sites up here at the top. It's going to open it in a new tab or a new window. I already have one that I was playing with here, so you might have one, you might not, but let's just start from scratch and create a new one. So I'm going to say create. Okay, it's going to give us some options on how we create our website. We want to use a blank template. There's a gallery that has lots of different website templates you can use, but the problem with those is they're full of information, and so once you get it created, you have to delete all of that, and it's just easier to start with the blank template. The name for your site, I'm going to call this site Technology 101. So this could be your class name, however you want to do it. You could just you call it Mrs. Smith, or however you want to name your site, depending on how you're going to do it. You can have a website for each class, or you can have one website that has all your classes under it. However you want to do it. Once you give a name to your site, you get to pick the address that site is going to be located at. You can't change this first part, but the last part you can. So I'm just going to call this automatically put your site name there. But if you want to shorten it, you can, and as long as nobody else is using that, then it will work. So I'm gonna just shorten this to FSD Tech 101. I'm gonna select the theme. When you say select theme, it gives you lots of choices on how you want your site to look, and basically it's just going to use the same kind of colors and pictures here that show up in this thumbnail. So let's do this leather panel, and then under more options down here at the very bottom, you have some options as far as a site category, a site description. So the site description just describe what the site's about. You don't have to put these in if you don't want to. And then we want to share this with everybody at Farmington Public Schools. More than likely, that's who you're going to want to share it with. And then you're also probably going to want to check this to let anyone in the world view this site and make it public. That way, parents and kids at home who aren't logged in can still see the website. If you wanted to, you can make a website that only specific people can view. But for the most part, these are the options you're going to want to choose. And so once you've got that done, just say create, and it's going to create the site. Okay, that'll take a few seconds, and then the site will pop up, and you'll get to see what it looks like. And by the template that you chose, it's going to look different depending on which template you choose. But the first thing you're going to be at is your home page. It automatically creates a home page and labels it home. You see it right here in the sidebar. So if you want to edit this home page, right up here at the top, anytime to edit a page, you just click this pencil. When you hover your mouse over it, it says edit. So once you've got in there, you can add some content. It's a lot like typing an email. You have your options up here at the top as far as bold or text color or italics or underline or what font you want to use, what size. So just type in whatever you want. I'm gonna pause this real quick so you don't have to watch me type. Okay, so I've typed a little content in, just to show you how it works. And like I said, it's a lot like typing an email. So the one thing I do want to show you is if you want to add a link. So sorry about that. Click here to visit our district website. So we want to make this whole thing right here. First of all, let's take away all this formatting. Let's just make it plain old text. So if I highlight this, and I'm going to make this whole sentence a link. I highlight it. I come up here to the little chain link. I click it. Now I have an option. I can link this to another page on my website. Right now I don't have any other pages, so I don't want to do that. But I can link it to a plain web address. So type in the address you want to link that to and say OK. And so now that is a link. So when I say save, to save this web page, I get to see what other people will see when they look at it. So this is what it's going to look like, and that's a link that we created. So when people click that, it takes them to whatever you put in as the link. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is to create a few pages. And so the first thing let's do is let's create an assignments page. So this will be a, uh, a list of assignments or worksheets that kids can download and work on at home. If they lose their copy, they can print it off from home and not have to bother you for a new one. So I'm just going to click New Page. When I click New Page, it gives me, what do I want to call it. So I'm going to call this Worksheet Downloads, and then a template to use. If you just want a plain blank template where you can type in stuff just like on the home page, then you'll leave it as web page. But for this one, we want a file cabinet. We want a page that has a list of files to download. Okay, and say create. Okay, so once you get that, it's real easy now to add files to this for students to download at home. So I would click Add File. I would choose the file in my computer somewhere, and it uploads it so that people can download it later. So you could add as many files as you want there for people to download. You can also add files that are from the web. So if there's a PDF out there on another website, you can copy and paste that the address, the URL, and then they could download that from the other website as well. Or you can upload stuff from your computer just like I showed you. Okay, so let's create another page, and this time let's do one that we put a calendar on. So I'm going to create a new page. In this case, I'm just going to leave it as a plain web page, and I'm going to call this class calendar. And I'm going to say create. And so this is going to kind of demonstrate some of the nice things about Google Sites and how it's tied into our calendars and our documents that we use for other things. So in this case, I'm going to insert, and I'm going to insert a calendar. And so I have a Technology 101 calendar that I've already created on this account. Of course, that's another tutorial altogether, how to create calendars, but they're really easy. So I'm going to select that one, say select. It gives me some options. I usually, you can go through and look at these, but I usually leave them. It's the default. And so it's going to insert that calendar. Now when I say save, that's what it's going to look like. So it automatically just inserts that calendar into this page. And so then, instead of having to come to my website every day to change things on the calendar, I just go to my calendars like I normally do, and I can add events and whatever, and they will automatically show up on this class website. So let's do one more. There's one more web page template I want to show you that we're going to make an assignment list. So for this one, for this template, select list, say create, and a list template basically gives you options to create a list. So let's create our own list, and we're going to make some columns. So we'll do assignment. We'll add another column. We'll say description. Add another column. Due date and points possible. You could have more columns. You have as many columns as you want. Anyway, once you got all your columns created, say save. So there we have assignment, description, due date, and points possible. So we can start adding things to this list. So the assignment is essay, short essay, number 1. Due date is, worth 1,000 points. Okay, so there's our essay. Let's do one more. Okay. So then now we see we've got those assignments in there. And what's nice about this is basically just kind of a spreadsheet, but you can come in and sort it by points possible. You can sort by the due date. You can sort by the description or the assignment name. And so it's just a list of, so if you want to get a list out there to parents or to students, this would be the way to do it. And so, right now we have on our website that we just created, we've got 3 pages. Well, 4 if you include the home page, and we spent probably 3 or 4 minutes doing it. And so if you take some time and mess with this, you can do quite a bit. Let me show you one more thing. Let's do let's do it on this page. We'll edit this page, and I want to, down here at the bottom, insert a document. So I'm going to insert one of my Google Docs. So I'm going to say insert document. I only have one document right now, but if I wanted to, I can insert a presentation. Anything that I have in my Google Documents, I can insert into this website. So I'm going to select that document and say insert, say save, and there it is. It's inserted. So it's easy as that to embed things that you've already have created. So people can scroll down and see that document. And this is just a Google Doc that I've created. So anyway, that's Google Sites. It's pretty easy. The nice thing is it's if you mess something up, it doesn't matter. You can delete it and start over. You can have as many Google Sites as you want. So get in there and play with it and get some information out to your parents and your kids.